Hello, cockatoos. Are you hungry? Oh, that's not very nice. No. All right, let me get you some seed. Hang on. Look at that. Nice big container of seed for you, hey? Hang on, I'll put it in there for you. Are you hungry, are you? How's that? That good? You're very dirty today. You've been rolling in the dirt, have you? You look like a grey cockatoo, not a white cockatoo. Where did your friend go? Friend's over there. Probably a little bit nervous of me. I'll step back a bit. You're not nervous though, are you? You gonna come over, cockatoo? Let's go and see the kookaburra. You hungry too, kookaburra? I'll have to go inside and get you some meat, okay? I will. Hey, hello. You'd bite me, wouldn't you? Alright, I'll go and get you some meat. G'day guys, welcome back. Look, I got a big cup today. I'm going to do a flip cup pour, just the one, and it's going to be a little bit different. You know how normally I layer my colors gently in there? Well, today I'm going to go back to how I used to do the acrylic pouring when I first started many years ago. How many years ago? My gosh, nearly 5 years ago, I think. 4 to 5 years ago I started. And what I did was I just poured each color in on top of itself. And that's what I'm going to do today. Back to basics. Now, I found this bottle of pouring medium that I had made up a little while ago, and I'm going to use it. It's 400 grams of Elmer's glue wool, 400 grams of Floetrol, Aussie Floetrol, and 200 grams of water. So I make up my pouring medium in the big container like that, and then it's easy to go. And I've mixed that 1 part pouring medium, 1 part paint, and the paint is the Mont Marte. It works really well, it's affordable, it's a nice thick creamy consistency, it goes a long way, so it's great, especially if you buy it in the big 2-litre bottles like that. So I've got the light green, which is that one. This one is the phthalo blue, and actually I think I was going to add a touch of black. No, I won't worry about it. And then I've got turquoise. This one is phthalo blue and phthalo green mixed together. And I've got some white. So those are my colours. Consistency leaves a little mound. Trace on top. 1, 2. It's gone in 2 seconds, so that's my consistency. Now I'm going to add 3 drops of spot on treadmill silicone into each color. I won't do the white. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I've got 50 grams of pouring medium and 50 grams of paint, so 100 grams of each color, which is 5 colors, which is 500 grams. And I find I do need that amount to have a nice thick coating on my canvas. This is a 20 by 25 canvas. Let's see, 10 by 12 inch. My maths are correct, 10 by 12. And as I said, I'm going to use just the 1 big cup, and I'm not going to layer, I'm just going to chuck it in. Just pour it in willy-nilly, okay? And so I'm going to go the light first, the white first, then I'm going to put the dark, then a light, then a dark, and then the light. And pour it out. and see what happens. Oh, my torch. Where's my torch? It's over here. It hasn't been used very much lately because I've been using resin. I use this one. You can just get a new butane can. Right. Hope they're not too thick. Been having problems with the new Mont Marte paint coming out that was being a bit too thick. But anyway, we'll try it. Because if I just use my glue and water mix and go 1 to 1, they're too thick. I'm going to have to play around with my pouring medium recipe. I just wish companies wouldn't change things, you know. I work on a pouring medium and a ratio and I get it right. And then they go and change the recipe. They make it thicker or they make it thinner or something. And it doesn't work anymore. Then I have to go and change everything again. Right, so there's the white. Let's just pour in the green from up high, like so. Up high so that it blends nicely, it drops to the bottom. Some will go through to the bottom, some will stay on top like that. Hopefully some's in the middle. And yeah, see what happens. I won't pile my cups on top of each other just in case I have to do it again. If it's too thick, then I can use the same cups again. Right, in with the green from up high. And hopefully my cup will allow me to have 500 grams of paint in it. It's a pretty big cup, but I don't know, it might be very full at the end. I might not be able to flip it. I might have to flip the whole canvas. Right, in with the blue. Any cells on top yet? Might experiment next time and do like 2 cups of white. Put a white on the bottom, like a sandwich pour. Put a white cup on the bottom and then pour my colours in and then pour the white back on top just to mix them all. All right, here we go with the turquoise, lucky last. Oh, look at that. It just fits. Yay. I was hoping it would. That's why I chose this size canvas, because I knew it needed 500 grams. And I thought, well, I only want one big cup. Let's hope it works. I'm not going to be able to flip it though. It'll just go everywhere. So let's do this. Ah, there we go. Oh my gosh. That was a bit awkward. Such a tall cup. Right. I squished it a bit. I've got my corner catcher ready, my piece of cardboard folded in half. I've got my little palette knife to fix up my sides if I need to. And what I think I'll do is, because it's just like a dirty pour, I'll start up here and I'm just going to flip it out and I'm going to do like a bit of a S shape, or however it comes out. Are you ready? Right, let's do this. Oh my gosh, it's a really big cup. Let's have a go at this. Whoa. Got some stripies down the bottom. Actually, I might just put my cup through that because I've got stripes there and stripes there and none there. So let's just do some stripes through there as well, hey? And let's put a little bit more on the corners. That way the corners are covered. I don't want to waste any paint. This is going to tip off anyway, but it'll just make the paint easier to flow. All right, done. I was expecting more white than that, but never mind. Put that over there. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to cover the whole surface. Well, most of it anyway, and then I will torch. Put the corner catcher on because you don't want to waste your paint. To get really good cells, you need to have a thick base of paint on your canvas. If it's too thin, the cells that come up aren't going to be very nice cells, and they're going to be, because they won't have layers, thick layers of paint to pop up through and have nice colors, so they won't be very attractive, and also they might be a little bit kind of hazy or grainy if there's not enough paint on the surface. Right, move that around. And I don't think I'll move it. I don't think I'll tilt the rest of it. I'm going to torch. As I said, I want to keep as much paint on the canvas as possible. These two little areas, I'll be able to stretch the paint out there, no problem. Right, let's torch. And then I can fix my composition a little bit. Now, not too high, sorry, not too close, don't get too low. Just turning this down a bit. Just try and get a few little cells. I don't want big clusters. Just going round and round in little circles, basically. As soon as I can see the heat hitting the surface there, it makes those little dots, and I move on, because I know that those cells will come up. You can move on to the next area. Happening in here, get a bit more there, and a little bit through that dark. Ooh, come on, I don't want to get too close. There we go. I can always add more later. Right, so they're pretty small, which is good. So now I can stretch them out. Actually, I don't like this area here, it's too busy. So while the weight of the paint's all up here, I'm just going to get a little bit of that off the side, and we'll go back. Now this is where we walk the paint. You've seen me do this hundreds of times. Walk your paint over the edges, get rid of that blob, and then just walk it back a little bit. I think there's like a little blob or something of unmixed paint in there. So I could have, I think, have had my mix a little bit thinner, because when I torched, the cells were really quite small. It's going to go over to that corner a bit. Yeah, they were quite small, my cells, when they came up. Look at that lime. Isn't that lime pretty? Okay, so there you go. Look at this beautiful swirl, little sweeping motion through there. I'm not going to torch anymore. You could if you wanted to torch again and get some little cells up, but I think it's quite busy enough. I'd like to go again. I'm not going to do it now. I've got other things to do today. But keep experimenting with my pouring medium, because yeah, it's still a little bit on the thick side, because when I torched, the cells were tiny, so I like them to be a little bit bigger after I've torched straight away. Let me go around here and see if I've, oops, I missed that little corner there. And clean up underneath. Fix your little corners. Alrighty, so what do you think? Blues and greens always go nice together, don't they? Now the phthalo blue, it throws a little bit of a purple. Whenever I make up my navy, I add a bit of black and then I add a bit of green, and it just combats that sort of purple hue that that you get from the phthalo blue. Now let me take you down for a close-up, and you can see what you think. Let's turn the ring light off on the way. There we go. Okay. Righty-o. Let's have a little look at these cells. Now, as you can see, the colours are a lot more blended, obviously, because they blended in the cup I didn't layer them neatly. They all got mixed up and churned up in the cup. So they are more blended. It's a much more sort of natural, organic kind of a look. I wish my turquoise would show up. See that in the middle there? That's turquoise, but it's showing as blue. Anyway, I'll fix the photo and I'll show it to you. It's on auto, so I can't change my white balance. So turquoises just look blue. But do you like it? Love that little bit of pop of lime. The white really didn't show through. So I will have another go with doing the 2 cups of white. I'll put one in first. I'll add all my colours and I'll chuck the white in on top afterwards and see what happens. But yeah, it does work. You don't have to layer your colours. Depends what you want, really. If you want brighter colours, I guess layer them, keep them apart. Or if you want more blended colours, chuck them all in and churn them around. All right, let me know which way you like, and I'll see you real soon for the next one. We'll do the double white. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. See you real soon. Bye for now.